Welcome to Coach Dave's Turn Academy at Paradise Golf Course. These are videos from the week ending March 1st. It was a little cold week, so it's a small clinic. You have a good one now. Talk to you next week. Okay, we've got the shaft angle drawn in there, the swing plane. We've also got his head in a circle. He has a tendency to move the head around a little bit and lose some balance. The other circle we're going to put in is we're going to keep an eye on his feet, because his miss is usually the head moves and then he comes up on his toes. Let's see what happens here. I'm just going to advance it manually. See if we see any movement in the circles. A little bit of movement on the head on the way down. Feet are staying nice and solid though, aren't they? He's getting a little jammed up here, get a little tight, but notice now he's got a fairly decent amount of shoulder turn. His lead arm is parallel to the swing plane, which is a really good thing. The head did move down quite a bit. Feet are staying pretty well balanced. Coming down, clearing the hip out of the way. See the left hip's moving out of the way. Going to leave the club face just a little bit open, so it's a bit of a push compared to where he's lined up and swinging to. But all in all, not bad. Probably very playable, and it'll probably be on the right side of the green. So he's worked so hard on keeping his feet flat that he stayed in good balance. Notice the balance. He's really well balanced there. And that's been his issue off and on for the last couple of years. Good job. If DB has any consistencies, besides being quick sometimes, is that sometimes her posture gets all crunched down. See how much knee bend she has there. It's a very awkward position. Those angles are tough to maintain. You're putting a lot of stress on your knees, unnecessary. The knees should just be unlocked. They don't need to be bent a long ways. So what's going to happen here is we watch this takeaway. You got knees moving all over the place. And then look at the lift she's got right there. Pull up out of the swing, back down again. Now her hands are going to come down inside. I'm going to blow this up so you can see. She's going to catch this ball right out on the toe. And off to the right it's going to go. That toe hit, where you're only hitting about half the ball, that could go dead sideways. And that's really embarrassing when you put the ball between the legs of the person hitting next to you. She's a better golfer than that, but we got to work on not having so much knee action. See how far they pulled in here? If you look closely. Let's go back to where she was at setup. There she was at setup. There goes the knees. One going the other way. Now it goes the other way, pulling in. You've got to stay with your legs pretty level. The angles have to be maintained. Therefore, it's better to have less angle than more. We have a pretty good setup here. She's a very aggressive swinger. So it's real important, if we swing this hard, this rapid, and this quick, that we develop some techniques that we can rely on, because it makes it harder and harder for us to use our hand-eye coordination when we're swinging so hard. Imagine holding a 16-ounce hammer in your hand and then the nail in the other hand and then swinging as hard as you could at it. You'd probably end up hurting your fingers. So I'm going to take this back very slowly. Really good plane right there. Look at that. Really nice line. There she's lifted. That's the technique we've got to get rid of. She's raised up 6-7 inches away. She does dive back down to it, but not quite all the way. So she gets a little bit of a bad shot. You see the squirter off there. The ball is going real low. When you blow this up, you can see where the ball's going. Okay, ready? And watch the ball now. It's just going to trickle down off. There it is, right on the ground. That's because she's pulled up so far away from the golf ball. We'll clear everything out of the way. You can see where the club is, way above the ball, which is making impact. She's making it with the bottom of the club. Technique is going to allow her to get her butt out, her spine tilt at the same line. We'll back up a little bit, bring it back down again. I'll draw in that spine tilt. You'll see how much of a lift there was. Watch on the way back. She pulls away. There's the lift right there. It's pretty big. 6-7 inches. And then back down and for the miss. As we worked on flattening the swing a little bit and working more on a turn, she was able to make better contact. And when she does make contact, the ball really goes. At this setup position, I like to see Joe get his butt out a little bit and his pelvis kind of tilted more towards the golf ball, so he's not quite so upright. To let his arms swing a little freer, get him away from his body a little bit. You can see the hands are kind of tucked in right there, a little tight. We're going to advance it a little bit. Just going to do a little waggle. I like a waggle, by the way. I think it's better than a practice swing, to be honest with you, to keep you loose. Let's go ahead and watch this in slow motion here. See, the right hand is going to come right over on top right away. Pretty flat swing, pretty big turn. I'd like to see the shoulders down on the line. Then he gets this over the top move, but he brings it in, pulls on through. He's got a little extra motion here at the top. You'll see right about there. See that little extra? That's what kind of throws him off sometimes. And what he'll do is not control that and end up pulling the ball, and it goes hunting for water, especially on his home course. So we got to get rid of that right there. Up and around, up and around. This golfer sometimes has a very vertical swing, but she can get away with it. She's a good athlete. Let's play this in slow motion. She's just taking it back, and then up she comes. Pretty vertical. But now she's pretty much on the plane. She's going to drop it right back down in, a little over the top right there. But it's a pretty straight shot. And the reason she's hitting the ball straight is because she's got this ability to get the right hand coming over early and close the club face and puts a nice exit on it. So what we're going to have her do is try to get a little flatter on the swing so she's not quite up so high, and try to get her to drop the hands, at this point drop them down back to the swing plane instead of out so much. It's not dropping it quite as much as we'd like. It's not bad though. Good rotation of the hips. Look how much the hips have rotated through. Chest is facing the ball on through to a really nice rotational finish. I shot this video from a little different angle. I wanted to see what his lead side was doing, but I didn't want a straight face on. This is a single plane swinger. He's got a nice single plane setup with the lead arm higher than the trail arm. As he goes back, you'll notice that the trail arm stays under the lead arm. That's very nicely done. It stays under the lead arm all the way through impact. Look at the bowing in the lead hand, how cupped it is, how flat, I should say. Good impact, good extension down the target line. He's looking right down the golf shaft at the ball flight. Good job. Way to go, Denny. This is a pretty good setup. We like to see the lead arm a little higher than the trail arm. We like to see the golf shaft and the spine to be at about an 90-degree angle. We like to see a slightly flexed knees and a good tilt forward with the upper body. Let's go ahead and play this swing at 8th speed. Takes a little bit low on the line, not too bad. Now he's lifting up. There's an issue he's got to have. Now he got real vertical, but he is dropping it back down on line and got a good swing with it. One of the questions he had was, should I set up with the toe of the club flat to the ground? Take a look at the golf shaft. Now you know why drivers don't have to be sitting flat on the ground at setup, because they're going to droop through the swing. The weight of the head out on the end causes the club to droop, squares up the club face, and there he has a really nice swing. Good job. Good adjustment there at the top of the backswing. Let's watch what he does there. Notice he's got the club. He comes up right about here. He goes straight up. Now he doesn't lower his shoulder. You can see his shoulders. If I'll put this in on a red line, see his shoulders on about that line right there, which is not at all parallel. But he does manage to get the lead arm parallel. He's got a little bend in the elbow. But what he's going to do now, which is a really nice move, he's going to drop the hands down pretty quickly and around. Very nice. This is what happens sometimes when a golfer knows I'm behind them recording their swing.